Bueno, muy buenos días a todas las personas que se van conectando a esta sesión informativa de Colfuturo con la Universidad de Warwick en Reino Unido. Hoy nos acompaña Rachel, la representante de esta universidad, quien nos compartirá información de utilidad sobre la oferta académica, opciones de financiación, así como el convenio que se tiene con Colfuturo y con el cual ustedes pueden llegar a obtener un buen beneficio en el porcentaje de descuento en el valor de su matrícula. Así que si están interesados en acceder a este beneficio como resultado del convenio, los invito y las invito a que se postulen al programa Crédito Beca, cuya convocatoria abrirá el próximo 9 de enero del 2024. Así que es de esta forma como podrían llegar a obtener este beneficio con la universidad. Y recordarles que si tienen preguntas, dudas, mientras que Rachel hace su presentación, pueden escribirlas en la cajita de Q&A y al final resolveremos cada una de esas preguntas. Así que sin más introducción, gracias a todos por participar. Thanks, Rachel, for being here, and you can go ahead and start the presentation.
Perfect. Thank you very much. It's lovely to be here and speak to so many of you. Thank you to Colfuturo for inviting myself and the University of Warwick along to today's session. I hope everybody finds it useful, and if you are watching back on the recording, then please do feel free to get in touch after the session, and I'd be happy to answer any of your questions. As has been mentioned, my name is Rachel, and I am the Officer for the Americas at the University of Warwick. I've been in position now post for 2.5 years, have visited Colombia 3 times in that time. Love my visits. So yes, very happy to be here and help answer kind of some of the questions that you may have about the university and the application process today. So this is kind of some of the information that we're going to go through. I'm going to give a brief introduction to the university, what life is like as a postgraduate student with us here at the University of Warwick, what life is like on campus, some of the things and the facilities you can expect, our academic insight, accommodation options for our postgraduate students, career opportunities, a bit on the agreement that we have with Colfuturo, and then, a question and answer, a little bit of time for you as well. So for anybody who is not aware, the University of Warwick is a campus university, which is right in the heart of England in the UK. So we are very well located in the UK because we are in the middle. The University of Warwick is in the city of Coventry, which is in the West Midlands area, Midlands being middle. It doesn't take very long to get anywhere in the rest of the UK, and that's one of my favourite things about it. We're really well connected by road, rail and air at the university, and so if exploring some of the UK and the wider kind of Europe area is something that you'd like to do in the holidays as part of your experience in the UK, then the campus here is absolutely one of the best places that you can do that, because of the really good connections that we have. The UK, as you probably all know, whether you've travelled here before or not, is tiny in comparison to lots of other countries. So it doesn't take longer than 3 hours to get from us to Southampton, Bristol, Oxford, Cambridge, Nottingham, Manchester, all within 3 hours of each other or from us. And we are also 1 hour by train from London. So we are an excellent alternative for students who maybe kind of are considering places outside of London that might be a little cheaper, but also those who are looking for a campus experience as part of their university experience in the UK. We do also have direct flights to some major European hubs. So Paris, Amsterdam, Frankfurt, Munich all have regular flights to and from the Bogota and then kind of the wider region. So if that is something that you're considering, you can fly via any of those into Birmingham, and we're 20 minutes by taxi from Birmingham Airport. So very well connected for you kind of as you go through your studies. As I said, we are a campus university. We have just over 27,000 students on our campus across all levels of study, and they are within our 3 faculties. So we have our Faculty of Arts, Faculty of Social Sciences, and then also our Faculty of Science, Engineering and Medicine. So lots of different courses available for you to study, all of them covered under the Colfuturo agreement that we have, some of which I'll come on to a little later. But yeah, lots of different opportunities for you to kind of study some of those subjects that you may not have heard of before, or some that you kind of have had a look at and know that's exactly where you want to be. So yeah, lots of exciting opportunities with us on campus. We have Of our 28,000 students, we have just over 1/3 that are international students. So around 8,000 or 8,500 are from overseas, and that is from 145 different nationalities. Our campus community is incredibly diverse. That's something that we're very proud of, and also our students really enjoy too. The opportunity to meet like-minded students from across the world on your same program is quite unique. And that's something that our students really relish and enjoy. And that is certainly something that you'll experience as part of your journey with us here at Warwick. In addition to that, we have 75 sports clubs. There's over 250 societies, all of which are available to postgraduate students. When I speak to students in Bogota or Medellin, that's one of the things that students mention most, is the opportunity to join societies. And one of the reasons why we have so many is because students and our current students are able to create ones with a group of friends if they think that we don't have one that covers any of their interests. They range quite drastically. So we've got academic-based societies. So there's an economic society, politics and international studies, law, there's women in engineering, we have kind of a human rights society. There's also cultural. So there's food societies, lots and lots of food, coffee society, there's a Latin America society, and they were actually nominated for an award at our Students' Union end of year awards for Best Newcomer, the Latin America Society. So if anyone's interested in finding out more in what they get up to, then please do search them on Instagram. They host the best parties, which you'll be unsurprised to hear. Lots of music, lots of dancing, lots of good food, and really a celebration of kind of the cultures and kind of atmospheres and things across not just Colombia but the wider region as well, and how we all kind of live together here at Warwick. So lots of different things for you to be able to enjoy. There are also some niche ones. So we have a Game of Thrones society, there's chess, we've got a Formula One society, there is also a Taylor Swift society. All things Taylor, all appreciated. New album releases, new ticket launch. I don't even know how they coped with the new tour from last week. But yeah, lots and lots of different things that you can get involved in and sign up to as postgraduate students. We wholeheartedly encourage our students to do that. And some of our current Colombian students have had the best time in some of those societies as well. So yeah, definitely want to kind of have a look at and get involved in if you'd like to. A little bit on kind of the university itself. And so some of the rankings that we have, because we're in the summer period in the UK, these rankings are being updated. But these are the ones for 2022 and 3. So we were 6th in the Guardian and 8th in the Good University Guide for 2022-3. The only one that's been released for 2024 is the Complete University Guide, which we're 11th. We are consistently either in the top 10 or just outside, as you can see, the universities in the UK. We are also ranked 2022 University of the Year for teaching quality at the University of Warwick. So we are very well highly regarded in the UK. But in addition to the UK, also overseas. So we are global top 100 in lots of the UK international university rankings, and yeah, some of the most international universities in the world. So we were 20th in 2022, that's 25th in 2023. And so yeah, lots of kind of opportunities available for you to study a top ranking course in an excellent, well-regarded department here at the university. This is a subject ranking list for the 2022-3 information cycle. These are our academic departments. I won't read them all, and it's also not all of our academic departments, but this just gives you an idea of where some of our strengths lie. I am regularly asked what Warwick is well known for, and actually I wouldn't say we're particularly well known for any one thing. I think in the UK, typically people would say economics or mathematics, but actually, as you can see from this list, that's not all or the only areas where our strengths lie. We are number 1 for media, we've got history of art, creative writing, politics and international studies, accounting and finance, management, linguistics, computer science. We've got a whole host of courses and departments that are particularly strong in their areas in the UK rankings. We do also have some that are ranked in the top 30 globally as well. You can see in the list here, statistics, business and management, mathematics, economics, all in the top 25. So there's a wide range available, and yeah, some excellent opportunities for you within these departments at the University of Warwick. A little bit further on, or a little bit more information, sorry, on some of our local area. So we are incredibly fortunate that although we are in a city, and we are in the city of Coventry, we have lots of beautiful green space around us on our campus. So our campus itself is very green, it's very large, and has a large kind of area, which I'll come on to shortly. But these are some of the local towns and areas that you can explore as part of your time with us. So as I mentioned, Coventry is our local city. There are shops, restaurants, coffee bars, a cinema, a bowling alley, all of those things available in Coventry. Leamington Spa and Kenilworth are two local towns to the university. They are where lots of our students live in their second and third years at undergraduate level, and some of our PhD students live too. So if you would like to live off campus, these are the two areas mostly where our students live. Warwick is a place in the UK, so we are named after the town of Warwick. The picture is Warwick Castle. That is a very hundreds of years old castle, very old, hundreds of years old in the town. They host medieval jousting. They host outdoor concerts. I'm going to one tomorrow, which I'm very excited by. So there's lots of events and things that take place throughout the year there. Stratford-upon-Avon is also a short train ride away. That is the home of William Shakespeare. So that's also in our local county. And then our largest kind of city outside of Coventry is Birmingham. That is the UK's second city and is the home of kind of some of our major department stores. There's Selfridges, there's lots of kind of shopping opportunities, music concerts, sporting events. There's lots of different things that take place in Birmingham, and it's only a 20-minute train journey away, and they run until kind of midnight, 1 a.m. And it's very popular with our students as well. This is an aerial picture of campus. I like this picture because it shows kind of the vastness of our campus, but also just how green it is. There's lots of open space. There's lots of places for you to have a walk round, to get some fresh air. In the summer at this time of year, when the weather's nice, it's a bit rainy today, but it's full of students having picnics and kind of food and outdoor activities. You can see us playing kind of rounders, which is a baseball related game. Yeah, and cricket and kind of lots of things. So it's a lovely place to be. Central campus does get very busy, but actually there's the green space is not too far away, and there are some lovely walks in and around campus. So we really do think, and our students do say, it's the best of both worlds, where you get kind of that campus experience, but also some outdoor space too. This is a little bit on our Sport and Wellness Hub. So this opened in 2019 now, and is the home of our 75 sports clubs and societies. You don't have to be a member of the sports clubs in order to use the facilities. You can buy a membership separate to those, and also you can pay as you go. So we have got a 25-metre 12-lane swimming pool. There's a 230 station gym inside. There's a rock climbing wall. We've got squash courts, badminton. There's volleyball, basketball, netball, all of these sorts of things inside our hub. We do also have outdoor sports, so lacrosse, hockey, rugby, football, all sorts of things available. We've got an indoor tennis centre. So yeah, if sports is your thing, or you like to keep fit, then this is absolutely definitely one of the things that is popular with our students on campus. One of the things that we also wanted to do, and we are continually doing at the University of Warwick, is listening to our students and listening to what they want from their experience at the university. So we offer space to learn, and this is one of the key things that we took away from the work that we did in asking our students in their surveys. What do you want from your campus experience? There were two main things that came back. The first was the space to learn. So this is a picture of some study space in our Oculus building on campus. This is a general teaching building. It doesn't belong to, or it's not home to, a department of any type. But as you can see, there's lots of space for students to work in groups and alongside each other. That's not it's not silent study. It's not the library. You don't need to kind of work in silence. You can have a drink with you and maybe have some lunch. And yeah, pick a spot and really go with that. The space to learn is something that we have tried to incorporate in every building in campus. There will be an area that you can go and study as part of kind of your extracurricular and your evenings and things. And that is quite common on campus to find these pockets of students studying in the evenings as well. The second thing that our students said that they wanted from their experience was coffee. And this comes as no surprise to anybody when I say it, particularly in the Americas. So yeah, coffee, very important to our students. So there is a coffee shop in every building. The one that you can see in this picture is home to a waffle shop in particular. You'll be unsurprised to hear that all of the study spaces are full by 11 a.m., primarily because students are grabbing breakfast and a coffee to go with their studies. So yeah, lots of kind of refreshments and things available around campus too. This is just a little introduction to anyone who isn't already aware of some of the opportunities available in our departments. So as I mentioned, we've got our 3 faculties. So in our social sciences, we have our business school, we've got the law school, economics, philosophy, politics and international studies, sociology, education, linguistics, interdisciplinary methodologies. In science, we've got Warwick Manufacturing Group, mathematics, stats, computer science, engineering, physics, chemistry, life sciences. And then in our arts and humanities, classics, film and television, culture and media policy, English, theatre, and modern languages as well. The courses that are highlighted in green are form some of our interdisciplinary programs. So they don't sit in just one department. They are multidisciplinary. And that is an area that we are growing in strength in. Particularly in the last maybe 2 or 3 years, we're introducing lots of new programs of study, particularly at master's level, for students to really engage in the current affairs of not just the UK or just Colombia, but global current affairs and some of the things that really affect all of us and how we can use academia to kind of approach those subjects. So you will find lots of those programs in these departments of kind of some of the big questions that we have in wider society at the moment. In addition to this, there are also lots of research networks. So if anybody is interested in a PhD study, there are lots of training centres available in these departments, alongside kind of lots of funding opportunities for these as well. This just kind of highlights some of the interdisciplinary research that I mentioned that we do at the university. These are some of the subject areas that we cover. Health is probably unsurprising. We were one of the key kind of contributors to the UK government's response to the coronavirus pandemic, but we're very proud of our kind of medical school for that. We have behaviour and society, there's food supply chains, habitability, energy, sustainability, all these current issues that everybody wants to know more about. You will be learning and be part of at the heart of the university. So some of this research really does help to kind of change the world, and you will be a big part of that. Little bit on accommodation. So we do have on-campus accommodation for our postgraduate students. This is inclusive of your rent, the gas, water, electric bills, heat, which is very important in the winter in the UK, internet as well, and then also your contents insurance. So the rent that you will see for the prices of the accommodation is inclusive of all of those things. So if you are interested in on-campus accommodation, then please do bear that in mind when you have a look at the prices of both on-campus and off-campus options for you. You will see on our website that we do split accommodation into undergraduate and postgraduate options. Some of the names are listed twice, and they will be listed in both undergraduate and postgraduate. That's because they are available to both, but I do want to reassure you that we do not put you next to undergraduate students and vice versa. we know that postgraduate students have a very different experience and want a different experience from their time at Warwick to undergraduate students. And so although it may say Lakeside as an example, because that's on here, for undergraduate and postgraduate, you will not be living on a floor with undergraduates, and actually we put you in a completely separate block. So I just wanted to reassure you it is available, and yeah, you do live separately to our undergrad students too. For some of our careers, one of the key things I think when you're considering where to study and kind of what you want from your experience is not just the programme, but also the opportunities available to you post-graduation. So the University of Warwick is very highly regarded by lots of employers, both in the UK and internationally. We are ranked 27th in the world for employer reputation and the 6th most targeted university by the top 100 employers in the UK. So if we were to list kind of those top employers together, they put Warwick as their 6th choice for graduates, filling the roles that they are looking to fill kind of in the kind of the summer at the end of each year. So our graduates are very highly regarded, very highly sought after, and some of the opportunities available to them really do kind of stand in full fruition once you're kind of in the university. Each of our kind of academic departments does also have its own dedicated careers team in addition to our central careers service. So they are available for as much or as little as you would like in terms of engagement. And these are some of the things that we have available as well. So there are employer presentations. We do have 5 careers fairs a year on campus. We have interview preparations, CV workshops. There's employer engagement, internship opportunities on some courses. So there's a current student who is in their final semester for their master's programme, and they have gone to Paris to do their summer internship as part of their master's degree, which is very exciting, and isn't available on all courses, but I just wanted to highlight it as an option for some of you. So yeah, there's lots of different things available as part of that. Come on to the main part now. So we have had a long-standing agreement at the University of Warwick with Corfuturo in order to encourage and support Colombian students looking to study in the UK for their master's or PhD level. We have lots of exciting opportunities available in 2024 for 2024 entry in partnership with Corfuturo for you who are considering studies next year. The closing date is, of course, in February. I've put February because of the leap year. I'm not entirely certain which date has been released yet, but yeah, you can check back for local times ahead of the closing date, just to make sure what time that closes in February for you. But that's the closing date for Corfuturo. You can submit an application to us in advance of that closing date. We certainly encourage that, and I'll come on to kind of some of the requirements for the application process shortly, but we are open ahead of that. So yeah, if you're ready, please do apply in advance. If you have any queries for any particular programs with us here at Warwick that you'd like to know more about in terms of content or kind of the departments available, please do email latinamerica@warwick.ac.uk, and myself and Michelle, who's my colleague in the team, will be more than happy to kind of help you out with any information that you're looking for. We are very proud and pleased to confirm that we have a number of scholarships available at 50% for students who are awarded Corfuturo here at the University of Warwick. That list is listed here. So any of the courses that are in our Warwick Business School or Warwick Manufacturing Group are granted. If you are awarded Corfuturo, you will automatically be granted a 50% scholarship for that program. So there's a wide list or wide range of programs available in this list. As you can see, I won't read them all because I know you can see them. But yeah, we've got accounting and finance, business analytics, there's finance and economics, operations management, information systems, marketing, mathematical finance in the business school, and our MBA. We do also have cybersecurity, e-business management, healthcare operation management, entrepreneurship, program project management, supply chain, kind of, there's lots of different courses available there. All of these are 1-year programs, and they all begin in either September or October of each year. So yes, they will all run for, as far as I know, for 2024 entry, but our course information pages will have more information about the modules that you will study, and also kind of the kind of specific requirements for each of those courses. For anyone who's looking to study a course that's not in Warwick Business School or Warwick Manufacturing Group, you would be awarded a 20% scholarship. So this includes engineering, global sustainable development, law. There's a list of some of the courses that we have here, including 2 of our new courses at the university. And I wanted to highlight these because I think they're quite interesting ones, and they're very kind of, they're new in the sense that there's not many other universities that offer them. So the first is the MA in Community and Belonging. That is run by our liberal arts program, and that looks at kind of how we live in society alongside each other, anything that changes societal pressures, and kind of how we engage with that moving forward. The other is carbonisation or decarbonisation and climate change. That is a new program in our chemistry department. Very exciting. We're very excited by it and some of the opportunities available for that. So if there are any chemists or scientists, engineers in the room, and you'd like some more information on that one, then yeah, please do let me know. Happy to share that with you after the session. A little bit here on the kind of requirements that you need to meet when you're, or consider when you're looking at your application. So my first thing to recommend is, please do check the entry requirements ahead of submitting your application. We do publish our entry requirements. We're very transparent, and so we will say what we're looking for from you as part of your application. So please do check them before you apply. Submit an application to us for your course in good time. So courses open, or applications for courses for 2024 entry open in October this year. You can apply in October, November, December, January, whichever date you are ready. But I do encourage you to make sure that you submit that application early enough so that we can get a decision back to you ahead of your Colfuturo deadline, so that you can show the team at Colfuturo you've already applied, you've already been considered, and hopefully you already have an offer, because we know that is important for students who are applying for scholarships. So please do submit an application to us in good time. Declare your application to Colfuturo as part of your application. We may be able to waive the assessment fee to us. So we do charge for students applying to us. We can only waive it for one course though. So please do be mindful, if you would like to apply for more than one, that we can only waive the fee for the one program. We also recommend a strong personal statement in support of your application. By that, we want to know what it is about this course that interests you, why the University of Warwick, why do you think you will be a good fit for the course, and also what you will gain from the program. So we just want to see that you've read it, and that you know what it is that you're joining, and that you kind of are looking forward to learning with us. Those are the main things that we're looking for. If you already have your English language test, then please do provide that as part of your application. If you haven't taken one, you can still apply without it. So although you will need it obviously for your final results as we get into the summer period, you don't need it to submit an application to us for consideration. So if you're looking to apply in November, but you've got an IELTS booked for February, that's okay. You can apply without having your test results already. As soon as you get them, if there's a bit of an overlap, then you can just provide them through your applicant portal, and we will consider it once it's been uploaded. So yeah, please don't put off applying if you haven't got your English yet. We do consider it without it, because then you've got lots of time to meet that condition, and that's no problem at all. Please provide a copy of your transcript which confirms the award of your degree. So we would be looking for your final mark in your degree to see kind of what you've achieved overall. We also need to see your degree certificate as well, or diploma. So yeah, those are the two documents that we would like to see. If your institution does not issue either of those in English, we also need an attested translated copy of those. So it's 4 documents in total: your transcript and your certificate in Spanish, and your transcript and certificate in English. Those are the ones that we're looking for. And then the final one is upload a CV in addition to the above documents. It can really help admissions colleagues see an overview of your applications, have a look at your qualifications, any relevant work experience that you have. That is where they will go to look. So I highly recommend uploading a CV for your application as well. This is the entry requirements that we ask for students from Colombia. So in the UK, what we call an upper second class honours or a 2-1, we are looking for a minimum of a 4.0 from you in your licenciatura. If we say lower second class or a 2-2, that's a 3.5. So it's relatively easy, straightforward, as in to see what we're looking for. But please do check the department entry requirements, as this can vary sometimes, even within the same department. If you aren't sure, you can get in touch with me, and I'm more than happy to advise and kind of give that bit of advice on what you can expect. And a little bit from me. We do have some kind of virtual open days that are coming up throughout the academic year. So you are more than welcome to sign up and register for those. My colleague will be in Bogota. If anybody is in Bogota, will be in Bogota in August for the QS event that's being held there. So if you'd like to come on down and find out some more information, maybe get a brochure, please do come and visit us. We're more than happy to meet you and chat through kind of your options and things as part of your programme at Warwick. And I do also offer one-to-one sessions. So as we get into kind of September, October time, I will be emailing out to anybody who's in our system. So if you aren't sure, let me know and we can get you in. Yeah, we can email you out some appointments. You can book an appointment. They're very informal. They don't affect admission. It's just a chance for you to ask some questions and find out a little bit more about kind of what's required, maybe some bit about the courses. Yeah, then I offer those too. So you can reach me at my email address there, or if not that one, then the resource, which is latinamerica@warwick.ac.uk. That is me. Thank you very much for your time. If anybody does have any questions, then please do feel free to pop them in the chat box. Anything about any particular courses, the process, yeah, anything like that, please do let me know, and I'm more than happy to answer any that you may have. But yeah, thank you for your time.
Yes, thank you, Rachel, for your time as well and for the presentation. We're going to check if we have questions. So Silvana is asking, is there any chance to be a teaching assistant during our master?
It depends on the department. So some of it's more likely in some of our science-based departments where there's labs and things, but we can't guarantee it, only because it could change each year with some of the availability and the capacity of the lecturers. So possibly, but we can't guarantee it, I'm afraid.
Well, we have 2 frequent questions on our social media, and one is about the cost of living in UK. Can you tell us about what would be the estimated cost of living in this country?
So I think for at least 12 months, we've no longer been able to give a definitive figure on the cost of living or what you can expect it to be each month, only because it seems to change each month at the moment. Inflation at the moment, I think, it's very well known, both kind of the US less so, but in the US, here in the UK, there are kind of rises and falls. With that, today it's announced that we've had a bit of a fall, which is great news, but that changed from last month. So I can't give kind of a definitive answer. One thing I will say is that it does differ by student. So if you are someone who wants to kind of make the most and be out kind of having dinner 3 or 4 times a week, going out at the weekends, maybe visiting London a lot, visiting some friends elsewhere, then that will cost you quite a bit very quickly. But if you're kind of somewhere in the middle, or if you don't go out at all, then you'll have more money to do that. If you're somewhere in the middle, then it's relatively reasonable, only in the sense that in Coventry was ranked the third cheapest or kind of best value for money city to live in the UK for students. And kind of even in the top 10, top 20, London is not one of them. I think it's kind of well known that it's one of the most expensive cities in the world. But yeah, so anybody who's kind of how to fund the studies is a consideration, then yeah, having a look at some of the options in other parts of the country would be a good idea, I think.
Yes, thank you. And the second question is about the work experience in UK. How easy is to get a job once you finish the master or the PhD program?
So again, it varies by the course and sector that you're looking to study in. There are some sectors that are quite highly sought after in the UK at the moment. A number of our international students do choose to stay on as part of the graduate study visa route, and that allows you today, as I speak, because that could change anytime. That allows you to stay in the UK for up to 2 years as part of the visa, and then you can apply for kind of any job. You could do a bit of traveling, you could do a bit of both. Yeah, so it's relatively kind of decent, I would say, to look for jobs. Yeah.
And we're gonna finish the presentation with one of the most important question, and is, what makes a strong candidate for the kind of programs that you offer? What would be that piece of advice that you can give them in this case that they are going to apply for a program in this university?
I think it comes in two parts. So the first is do your research. Courses are incredibly competitive at Warwick, particularly in some of our biggest departments. So economics, the business school, WMG, which are some of the ones that are popular with Colombian students at master's level. We get lots of applications, so they are very competitive. So do your research and make sure you know what the course is about, but also what you want to gain from it. Which modules do you think are particularly interesting for you? Is there a particular professor that you have heard of and you really want to learn from? Is there an experience on campus that you want to be part of? Is there anything offered on the course in particular that you want to join? Anything like that is kind of the thing. So do your research and also tell us. Don't be shy in telling us kind of what your strengths are. I always say to my students, you're your best cheerleaders. You know you best. You know what your strengths are and what you're good at. So please don't be afraid to tell us that. And we can certainly highlight that to us so that we can see it in your application.
Good. So thank you so much, Rachel.
You're
if
welcome.
You have more questions, you can contact Rachel on the emails that we have here on the slide. So you have the information if you want to check more information about the programs. If you have any question about the admission process, you have here the emails. And also, if you want to contact Colfuturo, you can send an email to josifuturo@colfuturo.org. Let me send the email as well if you have any question regarding the process of Colfuturo. josifuturo@colfuturo.org. Yeah, we already have the email. So thanks again and have a great day, everyone.
Thank you. Speak to you soon.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.